In this short video, I want to discuss the Shakespeare play Pericles and talk about possible themes or topics to pursue. If you were to write a literary theme on the play, and I'm using student ideas. So, I had a student submit a proposal discussing the nature of twos in the play. Quote, in Pericles by Shakespeare, things almost never happen singularly. Near the beginning, when Pericles goes to a new land to find a bride, he first tries to win Antiochus' daughter by competing in a riddle. So he's trying to win a wife, and then the student points out that later he tries to win a wife and succeeds. So there's a pair of, that's the two attempts to, one unsuccessful, one successful. Then you see another pair of situations or events, or let's see, he loses Marina, he loses Thaisa. First he loses Thaisa, then he loses Marina. So he experiences the two deaths of his immediate family. And then when he finds Marina, he gives her to Lysimachus. He throws her to Lysimachus. And then he finds Thaisa again, and he reunites with her as husband and wife. So, two couples are produced at the end. Now, what I would suggest, now the student then goes on to discuss the nature of two-ness, I guess, or what it means that these pairs show up, and hints towards discussing the notion of balance in life or balance in nature, or also the extremes of first you get it an extreme bad case and an extreme good case, and what I really would suggest is that you use the notion of parallelism in Pericles, okay, not to move into an abstract analysis of the nature of pairs or of the nature of extremes, but rather that you would just use them as a tool to allow you a deeper insight. For example, it's the notion of the foil, right? You have a husband, you have a father and a daughter pair, Antiochus and his daughter. They're evil, they're bad. You have a daughter-father pair in Pericles and Marina. Do you have any other daughter-father pairs? You have a daughter-father pair in Simonides and Thaisa. You also have a daughter-father pair in Cleon and Philoten, I think her name is. I forget that, but why all this parallel structure? And one tool for parallel structure for an author is to say, look, I want you to realize I'm trying to make a point here. Who is the protagonist of the play, Pericles? What is he doing right? How did he survive? Who are the people that didn't survive? Antiochus, Cleon. What did they do with their daughters? What about Simonides? Simonides died, but did he... Now, I'll have to discuss this later, but we might make a case that Simonides did succeed because he treated his daughter well. So, in doing that, see, because they all die, right? Cleon dies, Antiochus dies, Simonides dies. Pericles is still to die, but he's resurrected from a figurative death. So what did Simonides do well? Because he died well. He gave his daughter away properly, to the proper rank. He was willing to give her away, right? What was Antiochus not willing to do? He was not willing to give his daughter away. So you can use the parallel structure to probe deeper. But I wouldn't allow your analysis just to settle on the nature of parallelism per se. That gets a little too general, a little too metaphysical in the sense of can you really establish as a probability that parallelism conjures up these certain notions or emotions or values in the soul just as per se as a concept, the parallelism concept? So I would rather that you find the pairs in the play and use it as a tool to further to analyzing some other theme or topic. For example, here we go again. Let's see. Is there another daughter who loses her voice? Or how about this? How about the daughters in the play? You get you get Thaisa. And at one point, Simonides tells you basically, she's so forward in her talking, she won't stop talking. You know, even though I would tell her not to think about Pericles, she tells me in this letter that she's going to marry Pericles. And the letter, the letter is an objectification of her voice. That's like the voice per excellence, because it's right there. You don't even think about the body; you just get the words. So Thaisa is pretty strong with her words. What about Marina? Isn't she known later in the play as she never stops talking? And she always convinces people with her words. Her words are power. Okay, now what about, let's take a look at that other daughter. She never speaks. She speaks once. And the play's not even correct about that. It might be that she has written this, okay, or that she speaks to herself. You don't even know if she's speaking to Pericles, because the stage directions are very clear. But so she speaks. But then after that, you never hear her speak. She loses her voice. You don't even know her name. So what might Shakespeare be trying to suggest concerning speech, voice, and life? Because don't Marina and Thaisa give life to other people? Don't they survive at the end? Don't they give birth to new life, new figures of themselves? Isn't this a defense, sort of a defense against mortality here? Now think of the one who lost her voice, Antiochus' daughter. She burns up. So using parallelism, finding the pairs in the plays, can help you foil, right? Can help you compare and contrast. And then it's in the activity of comparing and contrast that you can, and that's allowed and warranted because of the parallelism there. You can make further conclusions. And not just on the base nature of parallelism itself. So it's a powerful thing, and kudos to the student for recognizing that. But then I would use it as, rather than using parallelism as the theme, I would use it as a tool to allow me to reach a different theme, but one that's better established because of the evidence, the parallel evidence. So that's how I would work that one.